Good evening, Valkyrie fans. Well, what a game. What a game. I don't know about you, but I was jumping off the couch screaming at the TV. We had, we were so close. So, a couple key plays here and there, and, we might have been able to pull this out. But, Stewie was just going in there and just taking over and getting fouled and going to the foul line. And when I was watching it live, there were a couple times where it was like, oh man, that was cheap. But then I looked at it again and it was like, yeah, she did get fouled. But there was one at halftime. Like, I don't usually blame the officials. The truth is that if they hit one or two of those shots right at the end, and I'm going to cover some of those. I'm going to show a couple of videos here to make a few points. Overall, I mean, it was way better than the first game. They played like they belonged. The first game, it seemed like they were a little shell-shocked. Not everybody, but they definitely. I mean, this was such an exciting game, and I was really just hoping they could pull it out. Last game they only played like this in the third quarter. This game, the whole time. There were some key things they missed, though, and I'm hoping that as the season goes on, that they will correct those, which I'm sure they will. So anyway, I'm going to go through, I'm going to put a couple of, I took some notes and a couple of points during the game, and I wanted to point those out. So we're going to go to those.
Closing. Burke working on Burke. Blocked by Burke. Burke dribbling through traffic. Little razzle-dazzle. Fouled in the lane.
So you watch that sequence I just played, and, it would have been so great if Veronica Burton, instead of trying to shoot over Burke, who's a much taller player, she had Talbot coming right down by the elbow, and she could have passed that, and Talbot could have got off a decent shot there. But then on the way down, like I reviewed this, nobody touched Burke at all. But, it is what it is. And, this was like the first of the things that it was like, okay, whatever. You still got to outscore them. So then I'll go on to the next thing that I wanted to point out. So this is a good sequence. It's Van Loo drives, and then she gets the ball to Temmie, and it was like, I wish she would just go right up there. Instead, she dribbles around on Cloud, who she's got 5 inches on, and ends up not getting the shot off. I hope they, like, let me stop this.
Symbolic, necessary, needed. Let that be something that the
again, it's just something that, Temmie seems to be very unselfish, and I don't think she looks at herself, or she doesn't seem to, as a real scorer, because, she has a good 6 inches on Cloud. She could have just turned around and just banked it in. And instead, she dribbles around and tries to go up and then has the ball down low, and Cloud can hit it away. Anyway, I like her aggressiveness. I just wish that throughout the season that will be added in. And that would be fantastic if that happens. And here's another nice sequence. This is what Veronica Burton does well. She drives to the hoop. And very nice putback by Monique Billings. She ended up having a great, let me stop this. She ended up having a great third quarter. She got rebound after rebound, just really aggressive on the offensive rebounds. She had it was a really good quarter for Monique Billings. I was really happy for her to see her play that way. And then right around this time is when New York started to pull away, and I thought, uh-oh, here we go. But, to the Valkyries' credit, they hung tough, and they got right back in it. So that was really good. And here we had a really nice sequence. We have Zandalicini, and then Ketchener going backdoor. Pretty sure that was Kayla Thornton. Nice pass by Van Loo. I wish that all the guards would do that. Van Loo definitely looks for that cutter and has good results a lot of times. What a sequence. Kayla Thornton, she just was so hyped, I think. All she had to do was calm down, take a dribble, and, nice easy layup. I think she was so shocked that she was so wide open. Anyway, that was, oh, look at her. That's a bummer. This was all part of a flurry. Another pass down low, get it out, boom. Nice three-pointer. It ended up being a three-pointer on that one. But meanwhile, Sabrina comes down and hits a three, and then boom, there goes Stewie. This was a great part of the game. The third quarter was just back and forth and back and forth. And it was, I mean, you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. Here's another sequence. And again, down low to Billings. 2 points, and and one. Unfortunately, I don't think she makes this foul shot. I'm going to let it run. But another pass inside by Van Loo. She did this quite a few times in this game, and they worked out really well most of the time. And here we have another sequence. Here goes Van Loo. Right there, she should have just taken the layup. But, in those cases, she gets, it's better just to take the layup than it is to pass. But, she's a assist kind of guard. She's going to take that. One of the ones that Johannes happened to miss.
So Team France teammate Janelle Salon with the rock right now. They both won silver last summer in Paris in the Summer Olympics. This is
And here we got another one. Boom, right down to Salon. Just looking to push the ball. I love that. So that's it for the clips. But there was a lot of clips that I thought really good. They played, and you can see right here on the, with a minute 30 left, it was a 1-point game. And we just couldn't hit a shot right at the end of the game. And then that inbounds play underneath the basket, and they couldn't get it in. I think they wait too long. Like, they should start moving as soon as, before she hands the ball. The official hands the ball to the person inbounding. And then they snap the ball, and you already lost a second. And then of course, if you look at it right at the end, Natasha Cloud was mugging Julie Van Loo. You could see that right in front of you. And they didn't call that. But I don't ever blame the officials. Okay, there's calls. But you know what? If they made a couple of these baskets right in this, in the last 2 minutes, they would have won. And how great would have that been? But, bottom line is New York knows how to win these close games. That's why Stewie's been a champion practically her whole life. She knows how to win games. And, she was big for them down the stretch. She kept going to the hoop and getting fouled. And, I reviewed a lot of those. And she definitely, they weren't big fouls or anything. But, she was getting hit and she was getting pushed. So, anyway, I don't want to sound, I was thrilled with this game. This is how I thought the first game would have gone. But, it didn't work out quite that well. But, this is a good sign. They got Minnesota coming to Valhalla on Sunday. And I bet you Minnesota is, not taking this lightly. And, hopefully Tiffany Hayes will be back by then. Because, it was really nice to see Xanda Licini out there. And she is, this is her first game, but she's a very good three-point shooter. And Talbot did okay. The guards were all, they did okay. We just got to get, Veronica Burton is very good at bringing the ball down. She's good at driving to the hoop, but she's missing that cutter that I pointed out quite a few times that Van Loo catches. She sees that. And for some reason, Veronica Burton isn't seeing that right now. And it would be really great if she, because there were a couple cutters like right across, and she just isn't passing them the ball. I don't know whether she doesn't seem to be seeing them. Maybe she is, and she just feels like it's not a safe pass or not, or something. But, overall, you're going up against the champs, and with a minute 30 left, you're down 1. That's a victory. We didn't win, but that's a victory. And, I hope Tiffany Hayes is back. And you give Minnesota a run for their money, too. And, Minnesota's a little bit of a different team. The other thing about this game is Jonquil Jones was not in the game. And that's the part where I really wish Temi Fagbenle had gone to the hoop a couple more times. You know, when she gets it in there and she goes to the hoop, I mean, you can't stop that. But she tends to want to pass. She has the ball right underneath the hoop. Shoot it. It's aggravating. But, you know, maybe that will develop in her. You know, every single player on the Valkyries has been like a sixth person for the most part. Basically, they got the sixth person on all of these teams. Almost every single one of these players that's on the Valkyries was like the sixth person on all these other teams that they came from, or pretty much one of the first ones off the bench. So they're not used to being the one to go to. And Salon looks good. You know, I can see why they kept her and they cut Ami here. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. And Chen. I mean, you can see why they got cut. I mean, Salon is good. And I'm shocked that her shot goes in. I mean, it's like a, you know, bullet going straight at the basket. She has no arc on I mean, it's very little arc, but it goes in. So, hey, don't knock it. But, you know, this was an exciting game, and it was a lot of fun. I was jumping off my couch and just, you know, nervous, trying to get them to, like, please, come on, pull it out. And they didn't do it. But you know what? I bet they learned a ton from it. And I saw the press conference from Natalie after the game, a little bit of it. And she was like, yeah, it's painful for them. And I saw they interviewed Salon, and she didn't look very happy. You know, I bet that they're thinking, man, if we had just made a couple of plays, we could have beat them. But it'll teach them for the next time. And, you know, feeling that pain, boy, it really drives you. I mean, think about Collier. I mean, all the pain she experienced last year losing the finals. I mean, she's bringing that. She's like a freight train coming into the season. So I'm hoping that they can do the same thing with the rest of this season. Thinking, geez, look how close we got to the champs. You know, we should beat a lot of teams. And we didn't even have Tiffany Hayes. So, interesting because she had... you know, she had told the coach right after she hurt her nose that she was okay, and she's been gone for 2 games. I think this might have been the 3rd. Anyway, but it would be nice to have her back, and it was nice you could tell the difference this game. They went with a taller lineup. You know, they had Talbot and Billings and Thornton and Zandalasini, who are all about 6'2". They're all in that 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" range. And they matched up better with the rest of New York's players. And, you know, I thought it worked out pretty well. Having the shorter guards last game, it was just like they were just passing right over their heads. So, anyway, overall, you know, I'm happy with this game. I hope it just continues to get better because each time they've played, other than, you know, the first New York game, they started out bad. They tried to make it up. But for the most part, they're getting better each game. And they're almost 100% healthy. So, you know, I'm hoping going forward that this is going to be, it already is an exciting team to watch and a lot of fun. It's exciting to watch them. So, let's go Valkyries, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. It'll be Friday nights on Ion. And I saw that Chicago won their first game. They beat Dallas with the game that was going on a little bit after this one. And I'll review that one and the 2 games yesterday. Or no, the 1 game, the Indiana and the Mystics, they got the win. I'm going to review that one before I do the Friday night on Ion. But anyway, go Valkyries and enjoy your evening.